On the 29th of April, I had a conversation with my grandmother. Surprisingly enough, it was a conversation about Attack on Titan. The reason this is surprising is because Attack on Titan is a show that the average grandmother would not watch with their grandchild. But my grandma is not average. She is well above the average grandma, and she has recently just finished watching all of the anime with me. The conversation consisted of details she had missed, some of my favorite characters, the live-action movie that was announced, amongst other things. One of the things I like most about my grandma is that she does not have any prejudice when it comes to trying new things. The point is, it was an awesome conversation, one that I could only have had if we watched the show together. It was the inspiration for me making this video, because if my grandma can watch Attack on Titan and enjoy it, then who can't? Number 1. What is manga and anime? The Attack on Titan anime is based on a manga written by Hajime Isayama, like a lot of other movies or shows. Okay. The simplest way to explain manga is that they are Japanese comic books, except you read right to left, and they have a different art style. This is the cover of the first volume out of 34. They just finished it, so if you like a good read, I recommend it. You can find them online for free, or you can buy the physical copies like I did. This is kind of what it looks like. Highly recommend. Now, the simplest way to explain the anime is it's Japan's version of animation. And despite it being animated, it can be enjoyed by anyone of any age. Now, you might be asking, what's Attack on Titan? Well, let me just show you. Now, the very basic premise of the show is that there are these big giants called Titans, hence the name Attack on Titan, that eat people, and that's what's left of humanity, and there's no way to stop them. They're all trapped in these big walls, and outside of those walls are the Titans, and they are the adversary that they need to overcome to progress the story. Now, I bet when you heard that, you thought, ew, why would I want to watch a show about that? Well, when I'm convincing my friend or grandma, in this case, that's the hardest part about the show that most people can't handle. But to that I say that every great story needs an adversary, and the big man-eating Titans fit that description perfectly. Now, the Titans can be scary-looking sometimes, weird sometimes, and sometimes funny to an extent when they're not busy trying to devour the nearest person. Now, if you can handle that kind of violence, then this show is very rewarding. Now, I'm not going to delve too deep into the rest of the show, but I will tell you that every episode is not about Titans and their destructive power. In fact, in Season 3, you can barely see any Titans. I'm not going to tell you why, but all I'm going to say is that the title of the show does not mean what you think it means. In addition to the concept of the show, it employs a technique that I couldn't find the name of. So if you know the name of it, please feel free to tell me in the comments. But essentially, in the first episode of the show, or a chapter of a book, it hooks you in, but also drives some people away with its concept. In Attack on Titan's case, the first episode pulls you in with a massive hook about man-eating monsters, and you left wondering how will the characters stop it, and how will the plot advance. But on the other hand, the man-eating monsters are weird looking, and would definitely drive some people away who are not more into, let's just say, Hallmark movies, you know, boomers, or people who just don't like its concept or whatever. The first episode basically grabs a hold of a lot of people who can sit through the first episode, and simultaneously pushes away the people that don't have an open mind or, you know, don't want to watch it for whatever reason. Now, here's why you should give Attack on Titan a chance. Let me start off by saying that the show starts as a thriller action mystery show, but it doesn't stay that way. Throughout the first 2 seasons, it has action, it has the whole mystery behind the origins of the Titans, it has the character development, and it explains to the viewer what is going on in the world. But in season 3, and through the rest of the show, it evolves, and this show does not have one central theme and idea. It is trying to portray lots of characters saying such inspiring things throughout the series. Here's some of my favorite quotes, without delving into spoilers too much. The only thing we're allowed to do is believe that we won't regret the choices we've made. If you win, you live. If you lose, you die. If you don't fight, you can't win. The world is cruel, but it's also very beautiful. And my personal favorite, we're all special since the day we were born. It's at these moments that what the characters of this story say really hit hard and have an immense impact, especially on my life and how I perceive everyday situations and how I look at others. Despite this show looking very basic from the outside, with a premise as simple as The Walking Dead, this show combats racism, sexism, all types of conflict, and it shows us that mutual understanding between all human beings is the answer to any problem. This is the true message of Attack on Titan, and I hope that anyone who watched this video this far will give it a chance. As I'm making this video, I'm preparing to leave on my mission for my church. I estimate I will receive my mission call in less than 2 weeks, and I will dedicate my heart and soul to that cause. Now, when I get back from a mission, the show will have concluded, and I know I'm calling my grandma up and asking her, can I come enjoy the last season with you? In conclusion, I hope you give this show a shot. If you can get past episode 8 of the first season, your perception of the show will change, and I promise you will enjoy it. Now, with that said, this show doesn't hand you every answer on a silver platter. The first thing the show is a mystery, and from the beginning of the show to the end of the show, Hajime Isayama is both bold when he uses imagery and foreshadowing in the show. I've rewatched this show over 4 times, and I still pick up on things I didn't catch watching it through the first time. So I'll see you around, and I look forward to talking with all of you guys who have gave this show a chance when I get back from a mission. Oh yeah, and Hollywood better not mess up the live action adaptation.